Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. So if any of us, at least in my area, we're hoping for an early spring, I don't think it's going to happen. Winter is just not going away this year, which is unfortunate because I really want to get out here and start not necessarily planting because we can't plant in February in southeastern Pennsylvania. So I did up a garden plan. If any of you watched my video where I had said I wanted to have this maple tree taken out and then redo the garden bed underneath the maple, maybe put some screening along our west side here. The west side, you can see where I'm looking right now. That large tree, the largest one up there, that's on our property. The one kind of to the left of it is not, but back here behind me is where we would start a little bit of a privacy border. I'm kind of standing on the edge of the property line right where we are. And there is the bed underneath the two maples. I took the video down where I showed that plan and talked about having the maple removed because I thought a fence would be expensive to install. We're having this one maple tree taken down was utterly outrageous. So I only got one estimate, and I know I do need to get another, at least 2 or 3, but it just kind of irritated me so much that to take this one maple tree down was half the cost that it was 2.5 years ago to have about 15 ash trees taken down. So I was just a little bit flabbergasted. So it's like, well, I'm not going to tell my subscribers that we're going to do this great plan this summer, spring or summer, if we're not. So I took the video down. I have played around a little bit more with the plan, and I'll show that to you. I finally got some design software, so I was able to remove the tree here because it was kind of in the way of the plan. I actually removed this bed that I'm standing in front of that has the castle spire holly, the eclipse hydrangeas. We worked on this bed last year. We had planted 3 Let's Dance Skyview. The castle spire holly are not getting enough sun. That was my original tall plant here for a little bit of, not exactly a privacy border, but because 3 castle spires, we're not going to block out the entire view, but at least a start. They're not getting enough sun, so they're not going to get 12 to 15 feet tall. But anyway, so I played around with all that, had everything taken out, because my plan actually is, and it's not going to be a this year, we might start putting in some shrubs, and I did order some things. And over time, maybe have the 2 maples taken down, or at least one of them, and have everything taken out of this bed and have that removed. It's the only way it makes sense to me. I'm going to flip you around and show you what I mean. So I'm coming back slightly. So what I mean is eventually have at least this maple tree taken down. And again, that's something I need to get another estimate on, see if we can get a more reasonable estimate for that. Remove this bed because there's not a lot of room here between the edge of the bed here and the edge of the property line, which is about where I'm standing, kind of where that shadow is. So even if I plant, I bought 3 quickfire hydrangeas because I like the lace cap and they're big. So imagine a border that starts along that shadow and comes out. That would leave very little room here. That would make 2 beds right next to each other. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'll show you the plan. Let's go inside and talk about that one. So here's the plan that you just saw in the clip there. 5 American pillar arborvitae, again, because they're narrow and we don't have a lot of room here with the existing bed, but you can see that I removed the existing bed, and the maple tree, which is about here, I also removed. And then 5, these are just quick fire hydrangeas. Now I only ordered 3. The reason why I ordered the quick fire is because I like lace cap panicle hydrangeas and I wanted a big hydrangea. So, I mean, I could have ordered Pinky Winky, but I really do like the look of the Quickfire, and they're not available anymore. It's not easy to find. So when I did find them, I ordered three. I don't think we're going to have five here because by the time we get to finish this plan, they're probably not going to be available anymore at all. But I'm okay with that. And in this plan, I do also have a columnar tree here right on the property line. Again, I don't have room for a really big tree here because there's not a lot of room. I don't want any tree that I put here growing over back this way onto my neighbor's property. This is a columnar beech. What I want is a kindred spirit oak. They didn't have that in the database. And so the oak is a cross between, or I should say, it's a hybrid of an American swamp oak and an English oak. So let's go over now and look at the design software because I did change this up slightly. Here's the new plan. I took out one of the arborvitaes and then we just have three of the quickfire. That way I have a quickfire to go in between each of four arborvitae, and again, we still have the columnar tree here. So that's the plan. We can, now since these obviously are going to be small, I can only find 3-gallon containers. So it's going to take a couple of seasons at least for these quickfire to get to their mature size of 8 feet. Once they do mature, if we don't get rid of the bed that's here, they're going to grow right over into that bed. The American pillars are not, they're a columnar arborvitae, so I'm not too worried about those. And again, the plan would be to create a bed that comes out here, have the 2 maples removed, and then use some of the plants that are in that bed that's here in like a mixed privacy border here. The columnar tree is still here. That's the plan. I feel like we can get started on this without having to go ahead with removing the maples, although I will get a couple more estimates just to see. And I can even talk to a couple of people, see if they have a good arborist, because I'm not going to use the one that I had the original estimate from. This is not going to be one of those really long privacy borders. I'm guessing if we did the whole side of the property here, it would be about, I don't remember what I said last time when I did this plan, maybe 75 feet. Because right here about is where that Norway spruce is, which throws quite a bit of shade up in this area. If we put American pillars there, they're not going to get enough sun to grow. So any farther up here, I'd have to think about what it would be that I'd want to put there. This is just my plan for this area to start a little bit of property line kind of delineation landscaping here. And then I started playing around a little more because I really would like a red bud over here. So I inserted a red bud and then I started pulling plants in from the existing bed that's here. So this represents the 3 Let's Dance Skyview. We just planted these 5 heuchera last year, Carnival Peach. So I was just kind of playing around wherever they would go. For some reason, it won't let me put mulch here, so you'll have to bear with me. Will only let me put mulch like down here, but whatever. So we have 5 of the heuchera, however we would arrange those. We have 2 eclipse hydrangeas. I couldn't find anything similar in here. Although I don't know if I want more hydrangea in here. We can always use them someplace else. What else do we have in there? Oh, we have the Goshiki False Holly. I don't know if that's in here. And then, what else I did differently here is I took out one of the American pillars and I separated the quickfire hydrangeas just to break up that linear kind of pattern that I had in the original plan. And I actually do like this very much. And again, if we do put a red bud in here, it would take a while to get to the size. We could kind of keep it size controlled a little bit so that it's not growing right over our neighbor's property. Although I'm not, to be quite honest with you, I'm not totally concerned about that, at least not yet. I actually found some blue hollies in this plan, and that's what these represent. Castle Spire. Now, there's no Castle Spire holly in this database, but maybe another kind of blue holly here, maybe Castle Keep. I really do like them. I think, the Castle Spire, 1 or 2, there's 3 of them, and they're small at the moment. Probably could get one in between here. And maybe one here and one here. We could, that's something I'd have to work on because I don't really have any place else to use them on my property. They do need full sun. Now, if we had the maples taken out, this would definitely be a full sun bed anyway. So I'm just afraid if we put them like one in between these two American pillars and kind of two here next to this one, the quickfire hydrangea are going to grow faster than the castle spire, so they'll completely shade them out. But again, that's something we can work on. I kind of like this plan better, to be quite honest with you. So I really do need to work on getting those estimates, I guess, to take out those maples. One thing I really like about this software is that you can change the season to see what it's going to look like. So what I was just showing you is in summer. This is in spring. So that's summer, fall. Really like the color of that. And then winter, because then you can see if you need any more winter interest. Yeah, I really like this. Let's go back to let's go back to spring, actually. That was quite pretty. So I did just rearrange things real quick to get three of the hollies in. So, and I kind of labeled stuff. Now, this is not exactly what everything is. You can see I have a columnar juniper. I wouldn't mind using columnar junipers here. It's just hard to find ones at a decent size. And junipers tend to grow a little bit slower than arborvitae. But anyway, I was able to find three hollies in the software and I increased the size on them. So if I figure if this is a American Pillar arborvitae and they can get to 20-25 feet tall. So if this is 25 feet and the holly, the Castle Spire hollies get to be 12 to 15, I think that's about right. So that's what it looks like. I don't know if this is in summer. Let me look. Yeah, that's in summer, spring. So I feel like we could fit the three castle spire here. Again, they're really small right now, so they have some growing to do. I feel like everything is going to have to shift up kind of, that would be south to the left because we can't be right on top of our drainage pit here. But so that's the new plan I came up with. Let me know what you think. I'd love your opinion on which one you like best. I like this one best. And again, I think we can start this without having to do a ton of other work. We can at least get the bones in. So again, in the comments, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinions on this.